Hey, how's it going, guys? My name is Michael Hurst. A little bit about myself. I enjoy video games quite a bit, and I currently, as you can tell, video games. I own a PlayStation, I own a PC, I own a Switch, all these different types of consoles and stuff, which is really cool to think about. Like all these different brands and all these different things of how they can make different consoles and different video games. Um, I deal with a lot of stress and anxiety, and video games is one way that I can use to escape that and kind of relieve that and type of thing. And depending on the types of games, because there's you got your shooter games, you got all these different genres, you have strategy games, you have role play games, you have board games even. But I'm more of into scary games, into shooter games, into role play, simulation games to be exact. It kind of helps me escape the outside world and lets that anxiety and that stress kind of disappear. And it just helps out with a lot of things that I have going on throughout life when I can have it take a moment to escape the reality and be able to enjoy time with friends and family and be able to play the games and have a moment to just be calm. And yes, some games are kind of stressful and stressful in a way, but it's a different type, and if that makes sense, it's a kind of thing where it makes my mind think of different ways that I could beat this game, different strategies. It works my brain into a way to where I can think of different ways to go about this that I wouldn't normally think outside of the virtual world. And it helps me think of ideas that I could potentially put into the outside world in a way, especially with simulation games. I could be building things, or I could be constructing my own civilization and stuff like that, but I can actually potentially bring that into the outside world and use that with me owning my own house. I can construct that and I can build what I want to. I can do what I want to, make it mine, make it my own. But that's not the only thing that's super important to me. The most important thing is my church and my church family. And my church family means the world to me, my church, because it's basically my second family that doesn't have to be blood. I got family, friends that are there for me, they care for me, they love me for me. And it's a place where I can go and be with my personal relationship with God, and I can do the things that I feel like I need to let go, the anger, the pain, all that I need to let go sometimes in this crazy world that we live in. So I use my church and my relationship with God as a key aspect of my life on everything that I do, because it's something that's so important to me and it's number one in my life, that I can go lay down my heavy burdens. I can go be with people and be surrounded by people who care and love about me, for me, and it's different. It's a different feeling. You you can go take a breath and you can be calm for this short time that you're there, and it feels like it's almost like a breath of fresh air every time I go to my church. And it's led me up to the opportunity where God has opened up two different career paths for me, with me being in the military. I served 3.5 years of active duty, and I'm currently in the National Guard for Missouri. But it's something that I can use as a career path that I can eventually retire in. And I serve because I see myself protecting my family. I'm protecting my friends. I'm protecting like the ones that need it, the ones who cannot serve anymore. I am stepping in and being that person for them to be able to know that they are safe throughout this world. And it's really cool because the transition between active and National Guard is a little different, but it's almost like a sigh of relief because if something were to happen, I know I can be there because I've always been a provider person that like loves to give to people and loves to provide. And which brings into the other career motive in my civilian life. I work in the agricultural. I help get the needs to the farmers and to the farmers of America and get the stuff that they need to be able to run their business, run their crops. And the leadership given my active duty side was iffy leadership. But it is what it is. But now that I'm in the Guard and in civilian life, I've had such great leadership to guide me and like lead me into the right path and to help mold me. Even though I'm 28 years old, it helps mold me into like a hardworking person to where I can provide for my family. I can provide for the things in need that we need the most. And it helps me get the things like the gaming systems to be able to provide the support. And whenever I do start streaming and stuff, I can start like acting as like a support system for the people in need. And it's just, and like the tools that I am given helps me get the outreach to others. And it's the outreach to the people in need. And I've always been a provider and a protector. Like it's always been in my nature. So it's really cool to see where my life was, say, 5-6 years ago compared to now, or from when I was a kid compared to now. It's been such a journey and such a change in life that there are times where I personally didn't know. Like I didn't know where I was going to be. I didn't know what I was going to do. And it all led up to like now, and it helps me pretty much introduce who I am. It helps me explain what I am about people. Like I always live by the scriptures, like the Psalms 23:4, and I have it tattooed on my arm. If it's, even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for your rod and your staff, they comfort me. And it comes from the Bible. And I live day by day by different verses, like Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. And it helps me, motivates me throughout life. And it helps me get to the place that I need to go. It helps me find the motivation to do the things that I do and provide the things that I do for people. So that's just a little bit about me. Nice little introduction. Honestly, ask questions if you would like to know more. And this is me. See ya.